Once upon a time, there lived an old ogre named Ochre. Ochre was a mean old ogre, and not only that, he was a smoker. Ocher the Smoker lived atop an old rickety castle high above a seaside village. The castle was decrepit and had smokestacks hanging off it everywhere. Sticking out here and there, the tall chimneys spewed smoke 24 hours a day. The castle was covered in soot and ash, and not only that, it smelled really bad all the time. The seaside villagers down below hated the ogre and his smoke-spewing castle. But Ocher the Smoker didn't care. He lit up day and night and sometimes puffed as many as 4 coal-flavored cigarettes at a time. Sometimes Ochre would smoke so much, puffs of smoke would come out of his ears. The villagers were also scared of Ochre. When he couldn't find his cigs, a great roar could be heard all over the valley below. Ochre was always angry, and the villagers knew when he reached to light up and couldn't. They all wished Ochre would just quit his nasty habit and stop being so angry. They wished he'd just go away, and his stinky castle would stop polluting day and night. They never knew blue skies, and the sun had a yellow haze around it. And when it was hot, it was really hot. You couldn't go outside and breathe most of the time. One day, the littlest of the villagers passed by the town wishing well, and looked down its dark abyss. I wish Ocher the Smoker, that big angry smoker, would go away forever, he thought. I wish the skies were blue. I wish the sun would shine by day and the moon would glow by night. The littlest villager then dropped his lucky Indian head penny in the well and closed his eyes for a wish to come true. Weeks passed and the Ochre had more coal-flavored cigarettes flown in by giant transport helicopter. Crates and crates of them rolled in. He puffed and he puffed and he puffed. The village was so thick with smoke and ash that no one went outside for fear of coughing and burning their eyes. Then one night a strange thing happened. When everyone was asleep, a wispy mist started to rise inside the village wishing well. It reached the top of the well and started to encircle the town square. It drifted over the bakery where the local baker was up early making muffins in the oven. It drifted over the emergency siren and the village clock tower. It sailed up over the entire village. It was strange and eerie looking. It didn't make a sound. It was a carpet of fog that rose and climbed over the houses and businesses, covering everything like a blanket. The newspaper delivery boy noticed it first while he was tossing a paper on a high porch. Wow! Look at that! It is rising up to Ocher the Smoker's castle. I can hardly see those smokestacks and chimneys. It was true. The rising blanket of fog had sealed off Ocher the Smoker and his castle from the village below. As the day broke and people woke up, the town was abuzz with excitement. Look up there at the giant blanket of fog. I can't see Ocher or his ugly castle, they cried. Yes, and I can breathe a lot better. Yes, me too, said another villager. The littlest villager woke up too. He was smiling from ear to ear and wondering, could it be? Did my wish come true? Had Ocher the Smoker finally gone away? Well, high above the fog in his ogre underwear, Ocher was waking up from his deep snore sleep.
Where's my cigs?
He said.
I need to light up right now.
He walked out on his castle balcony and looked for his cigs.
I know I put them somewhere. Oh yes, here they are, right where I left them last night.
He gazed out over the balcony railing and lit up his 3 cold-flavored cigs at once.
What? What is that?
He gasped. Everywhere he looked, it was white.
Where's the trees? The road? The village below?
He was astonished. The fog was all he could see. He didn't even know it was fog. He touched the white mist with his big, ugly foot.
Why, it is soft. I can step on it,
he said. He took one step and then another. He was walking on a white, fluffy carpet of fog. He walked about 20 paces, and suddenly he fell through to his waist. The big, angry ogre was hanging in air inside a huge pillow of fog. The villagers below were looking up and saw nothing but his big, ugly feet hanging in the sky. He was stuck and couldn't move. With his cigs dangling from his mouth, he tried to push himself up and couldn't. With a big, angry voice, he shouted,
"Get me out of this mess!"
Suddenly, the carpet of fog moved around him. It rolled in from all sides. As it did, the skies turned blue and the morning sun appeared above the villagers' heads. As they looked up, they saw the fog carpet form of one big puffy cloud that kept Ochre from moving. He was now sitting strapped into one giant cloud, floating in midair. "Hey, it's a giant smoker's chair!" someone yelled. Now, way away from his castle, he realized his predicament.
"My cigs! I don't have my cigs!"
he roared. He was drifting further away from his castle, and the cigs dangling in his mouth were getting shorter. Suddenly, a big gust of wind came along and pushed him out of sight. Ocher the Smoker was gone for good. Or was he? Maybe he was. Maybe he wasn't. What do you think? If you think we haven't seen the last of Ocher, you're right. Well, he floated and floated and floated in that dark pillow of fog. He dangled high above the ground, the last of his dirty cigarettes hanging from his mouth. He was about to go on a hair-raising experience. But wait a minute, he had no hair, and he had no more cigarettes. Along his long, horrible journey, he meets a lot of amazing sea creatures. He meets a whale. He meets a polar bear. He meets a puffin and a wayward manatee. All these wonderful animals can't help the troubled ogre. They warn him to get over his nasty habit. They also warn him of the climate change up ahead. And what about the villagers? What were they doing? Had they really seen the last of Ocher, the big nasty smoker? I bet you'd like to find out. I've told you too much already. You'll need to read the rest of the book to find out. You can purchase your own copy of Ocher the Smoker at Amazon.com just by clicking on the line Buy Ocher below this video. You may know someone close to you who would like to quit smoking. This book will bring a subtle hint to that challenge in a kind-hearted way. I'm Doug McGregor. I created Ocher the Smoker, and I encourage you to order your copy now and help raise the awareness for cleaner air and cleaner lungs. Thank you.